Hey, we look good.
We have a lot of famous people, that's why. We're famous over here.
Check this out. We look good.
Oh, that's clean, bro.
We look good. Walter has us look good.
Ref. So how do you feel about today's playoff game? Do you feel like it's going to be ref fairly? Do you have any bias against any other teams?
No, I do not have no bias. Never seen these teams before, so.
Yeah, that is a good team. How many playoff games have you refed in your career?
Over 20.
Over 20? So we know we're going to have a good game for you, ref. Thank you so much. This is Penguin Waddle, and we'll see you back at the table.
I just like to imagine he's
Thank you, Penguin Waddle.
I like to imagine the ref's like, oh yeah, I'm deep in West Valley's pockets on this one.
So we got a transition. I'm like, and back to you, Penguin Waddle.
I'll be like,
we got Penguin Waddle with the cheer coach.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Well, as you guys
Thank you, Matt and Nik.
it looks like West Valley's excited about the results of this coin toss. I'm assuming that means that they won. That or the other team won and they made the wrong choice.
We'll find out.
One way or another.
We're going to find out.
I can't believe we're already here. It's playoff season, folks. We know.
Huh?
It sounds great.
Oh, they hear us. Wait, so they're not getting any game audio?
Yeah, not really.
Oh, it's mainly us.
Yeah,
We can do the foley for it. We can just do the sounds.
Footsteps coming at you.
Oh man, I love it.
You know, I just noticed
Okay, I gotta turn my volume up on this guy. Oh, it's your audio.
Yeah, it sounds decent.
Yeah. We got the Dallas Cowboys Jerry Jones with the sun going straight into the
have-
players' eyes right now.
They have three refs. This is not just a regular game. It's a playoff game.
And you can tell, yeah, the students do a good job hiding it, but you got to know for these kids, it's their first time playing playoff football. There's a set of nerves, don't you think? You grew up playing all sorts of sports, didn't you?
I grew up playing basketball.
Yeah.
Flag football. Retired after flag football. Tackle, a little too much for the boy, you know?
I feel you. It's funny you mentioned basketball. I was one of the more important positions on the team growing up in elementary school, middle school. Think of the most exciting moment of the game when, you got to bring your studs in. I was the one who was sitting on the bench during those plays.
Hey, but you know what?
It was the moral support.
Yeah, that's a very key player too. You know what I'm saying? We need the support.
But no, I always loved playoffs growing up. I played a lot of soccer, a lot of basketball, and I absolutely
What was your main?
playoffs.
What was your main growing up?
Soccer. I played soccer through high school. But growing up, this is what I watched. I was always the one at the school. All my friends had no idea what was going on in the game. I'm like, okay, well now they caught it, so they got to start running. So if you're tuning in, folks, and football is not your jam, don't worry, we got you covered today. All sorts of backgrounds in football, whether you know everything or it's your first time watching an organized sport.
Here we go.
We have you covered. Looks like
West Valley has a record of 5-1, and Pilgrim is 3-3.
But when playoffs start, records don't matter. It's 0-0 at the beginning of playoffs. The good kick looks a little wide to the left, and that is going to be out of bounds. Pilgrim's going to have pretty favorable field position.
Key player to watch on Pilgrim is number 3. He's looking about, I would say, possibly 6'2", 6'3" for a middle schooler.
Yeah.
It's very tall for a middle schooler.
Yeah. When you say
Very
key
tall.
player, you mean it's hard to miss him because he's a foot taller than everyone else on the field.
Same with number 80. He's looking at least 5'11", maybe.
But the way they're lining up, it looks like both of them are going to be at wideout. No, is number 3 going to be their quarterback? Based on where they're lining up right now, it looks like none of them know where they want to go.
Who knows at this point?
They got two very tall wideouts together. Nice matchup of Justin on number 3 and that Chase over on their other tall guy. It's going to be a fun matchup, height versus height. It's going to see how this defensive line holds up. Throughout the season, we know that JJ's been generating some pressure. Is he out there right now? He sure is.
There he is, number 24.
Looks like he's out there in the linebacker type position. We'll see. If they get the pressure, you never know. These receivers might not be a threat if they can't get the ball to them in time. Over the middle.
Nice catch.
Oh, and slid. Those slant routes could be dangerous because height doesn't matter, but if this kid has legs, he has wheels, it's going to be tough. That's going to be a spot where JJ's going to want to sit right there in that spot and just swat those down. Have you watched a lot of JJ's game? This kid can move.
When you talk about athlete, that's JJ right there. If there's a ball, he could play it. Yeah. Generational talent is what they say.
That's right. That's right. Now, he's doing a lot of basketball too, no?
Oh, he could play.
And he's 4th grade?
Yes.
That's
hard to believe, right?
He's going up against
to believe.
A junior in high school over there in number 3. I'm sorry. All right. Looks like there's some separation, some scrambles. And right when we need them.
Ooh, almost intercepted by number 7.
That
Nevin.
looked like 3 defenders on that play. I don't know how many of them on that offensive side of the ball were in a scoring position there. I'm trying to get our broadcast up and move in. Let's see it. If you're tuned in live, feel free to leave a comment. We have our...
Tell us where you're watching from.
That's right. Tell us who you're rooting for.
Whether it's from New York, maybe Nebraska.
We got a big fan base of West Valley Christian School,
We
middle
got
school
4
flag.
viewers so far. Hey, thanks for watching, guys.
If you guys enter in here, just so you guys know, you will probably be on the live stream. Hi, you guys. We have fans from all different schools and churches all showing up. In the pocket, he's going
to number
deep.
3. Ooh.
Overthrown. That's going to bring up, I believe, 3rd down. I looked
Number
over.
3 is saying he can't see.
It's that Cowboys effect. I don't know if you guys are familiar watching from home. Jerry Jones is famous for saying that his stadium has no problems, even though all of his receivers are a huge stop. That sets the tone for all their drives, because now you got to know this offensive line. All of a sudden, everything they game planned for was dependent on that not happening, and on a pivotal down, it gets done. The rest of the game, those offensive line, man, they're going to be sitting there wondering, is Nathan coming? When's he going to come? What angle is going to hit from? And just like that, Falcons have the ball.
Let's see who the ball's going to. You think it's a pass or a run?
I think, the way they're lined up right now, I could see this ball getting into Nathan's hand, whether it's through air or ground. We'll see. But look at this height in the backfield here for this defense.
Wow.
Those are some tall safeties. And looks like number 3 is going to be sending in some heat. You put him on the defensive line, that's going to be hard to stop. But no, he drops back into linebacker coverage. And Dom is moving. And he is hard to get down. I guess not that difficult when your arm is half the length of the field, but that's the advantage. That's the advantage you have when you have that kind of height. Watching that back on the replay, you could see he made some pretty, he had a nice cut in there.
A couple yards away from touchdown. Was that 10 yards away?
Oh, yeah. And they got plenty of downs to get it done. Let's see what they got. End around.
Ooh! Here he goes.
And that's... Was he
What do they
down?
call it?
Let's
What
see
do they
what
call
the refs
it?
are
What do
going
they
to
call
say.
it?
They're calling him down at the 1.
Ooh, at the 1.
Now, do you see the tush push here? Do you see the QB sneak style?
Possibly.
Jalen Hurts, just get the
Possibly.
whole line, just
Little
mush him
QB
up the
sneak.
middle. You got 2 tries here. That was a great fake on the end around. I thought for sure Nathan was going to have that ball, but no. And it looks like we got tuning in from the game. And we got tuning in, we got Let's Go Falcons in the chat.
Oh, tuning in from India. We have an India viewer here.
Let's
Hey,
see
thanks
it.
for watching.
We got
from
trips
India.
over here on the outside. End around Nathan. He's
Brown,
just going to walk that right
touchdown
in.
by once again Nathan Brown.
Both sides of the ball.
Look at him go.
Truly.
Oh, what a celebration by Nathan Brown. What a celebration.
He's got to be careful. I don't know how that ref's going to feel about that celebration when the 4th time he makes his way in the end zone.
Falcons take a lead, 6-0.
And let's give it up for our cheerleaders over there. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see them on the broadcast, but they are just as excited as the rest of us about that touchdown. They're getting ready to cheer. It looks like they're going for a 2-point conversion here as well.
Falcons are going for 2.
Strike while the iron's hot. And again, I feel like the game plan is just go wherever number 3 is not. Let's see it. Dumps it off to Nathan.
Once again to
I don't know if he's
Nathan
going to get around the
Brown.
corner, and he does!
And once again, Nathan Brown with another 2 points.
Impressive.
He's making it
showing.
look too easy.
If you're, what are these guys, the Pilgrims?
Pilgrim.
Oh, look at those cheerleaders go. They are pumped as we are.
All right. We have an 8-0 lead for the Falcons.
And in just a few seconds now, we're going to be sending this over to Joseph for our first interview of the game. You guys will see him, and you guys will hear him. And we're excited to hear all the different interviews. If you guys tune in live, get ready for all these interviews. Here we go.
I'm here with Coach Angie. Can you give me a hi, Coach Angie?
Hi, Coach Angie.
Well, thank you so much. We're here at a lovely playoff game, And you are the coach of this cheer squad. How happy are you with performances this season that you've seen with the football team at the football games?
Yeah, this year has been our first football season with a cheer team, and the girls have absolutely blown my mind with how well they've been, their commitment, their strategy, just the passion that they have to learn these cheers and support our boys. It's just been amazing this season.
So what kind of improvements have you seen from your girls this year?
I mean, some of them came in, you know, they were a part of our cheer squad during the basketball season, but this season was completely new, so we were learning all new cheers. And the way that they were able to pick it up just very quickly and without hesitation, they helped each other with cheers if some didn't get it sometimes. And I just love the teamwork that they've been like working together and doing this season.
So we love all the cheers that you guys have. Do you guys have any special cheers coming up, or that you have planned for it?
I mean, you know, we're at the playoffs, so we're getting ready for championships, but I think that our girls are so excited for the basketball season. So we have a lot of cool cheers and halftime for this next season.
Touchdown.
All right, well, thank you so much. We're going to head it back to the table to Matt and Mr. Nik.
And
Thank you, Joseph Waddle, for that interview. But wow, what a catch by number 3.
he threw that ball and prayed while it was in the air for him to make that catch, and he did. What a crazy, crazy downfield catch. One play, good response from the Pilgrims. You know, you can say a lot about them, but resilient they are. What a resilient team. Now, what I'm excited about is to watch how the Falcons respond, because a lot of times you'll see teams get momentum.
Wow, we have a lot of fans coming into this camera.
We sure do.
You guys want to be in the camera? Come on, Judy. Come on, Judy. Oh, never mind.
We're doing commentary for the game.
Judy.
Yeah, pretty solid this way. Thank you guys.
Ooh,
It looks like he
great
was down.
stop by the Falcons. What's the score looking?
That's going to be 8-6
8-6
now. And you know what? We get the ball at half too, which is a very important factor.
There's a kickball and the ball goes out right in the beginning of the game.
Security.
We're live streaming this
Security.
right now.
Call
So
on
yeah, if we can get
security.
security.
We're getting security out here right now. Thank you, security.
These fans rushing the field, you know.
I don't feel safe out here, Nick.
There's a time and place for that at the end
I
of
don't
the game.
feel safe here, Nick. I'm gonna need some security. Can we get some better security, Nick?
All right. Well, with that, Falcons are going to get the ball here, and they're looking to respond. And here's the thing. Teams will get some momentum. Pilgrims go down, one play, big score, and all of a sudden it feels like the tides are turning. But what the Falcons tend to do is they just like to break the will of the teams that they play against. You finally feel like you get your big break as the Pilgrims. We respond, but the next thing you know, Falcons drive right down the field, and it's 16-6 game if they convert another 2.
Yeah, and it's interesting to watch the Falcons here in the playoffs. Last season, they actually went undefeated, but lost. First time in the playoffs.
Wow.
So we'll see what the Falcons do in the playoffs this year.
And that's what they say, you know, it takes one thing to get to the playoffs, and that's not to be understated, the difficulty and the challenge to get there, but it's a 0-0 scoreboard the second you get here, and anything can go. It looks like a little bit of confusion on the kicking team here as 3 gets ready to boot it. Let's see where it goes. Good placement.
Here comes Anson. Oh,
Anson with a good
he is
cut.
fast. He can move. He got some wheels on him. Ooh, what a run by Anson.
And that's what we're talking about here. It's this, all of a sudden the Pilgrims feel like the momentum's their way, and then Anson runs the ball 40 yards on a kick return, you know? And so let's see, they got favorable field position here, so almost a short field, I would say. Let's see what the offense has drawn up. And you look at the starting lineup, and this... Timeout called. Now, you got to think that has something to do with the intimidating nature of that offensive line. You see that team come up, and all of a sudden you're thinking all the mismatches. How do you prevent Nathan from going? How do you prevent Chase from getting open deep? And it forced the team to readjust and make sure they don't have another issue like they did on that last drive. But, you know, I can tell naturally number 3 and 80, not only are they tall, I think they are tall in heart as well. And what I mean by that is you can see them getting excited and frustrated as things don't go their way. And I think that goes a long distance, having some strong-willed players on your team. So we'll see how the Pilgrims utilize that. I wonder if we're not going to see the Falcons attack it a little bit too. I'm sure a lot of teams are tentative to want to go against 3 and 80, but Falcons, they're resilient, and they'll put the ball in that end zone time and time again, and I don't think they're afraid at all of who they're going up against. So we'll see how that looks on this drive. Get these guys. yards, maybe. Just like slide down that way just a little bit, you guys. Would you mind? I'm so sorry. Thank you. Just like you guys can be loud still. That's totally fine. But just like a little bit further that way. Thank you. These fans are excited to be here. They're all and just like that, fakes the end around. Dom's looking deep. He avoids the sack and he cuts
again.
inside.
Ooh, what a pull by number 31.
He had, and that's the thing. The Falcons make you work for it. If you're not going to make the most athletic play every single time, good luck stopping them. It's going to require that amount of athleticism every single snap. Let's see if the Pilgrims have it in the tank. Dom did a good job of avoiding the sack there at very minimal gains. It looks like no pressure from the defensive line here. We'll see. Let's see if that doesn't shift around. That's an offensive line lined up against almost no one. It looks like all the pressure's coming from the outside. On the end around, he keeps it.
Dominic Sanchez running again. Ooh.
A decent pickup as we're looking at a 3rd down right here with, what's that, a little less than 10 to go.
17 seconds left.
Interesting. Let's see if they get another playoff before we go to the end of the quarter. Let's see what the team decides.
It's not looking like we will, though.
It looks like they're very okay taking the extra time as they go into the end of the first quarter here.
And that's the end of the first quarter.
Let's see if yep. I can't be the only one on the edge of my seat right now as I'm watching these two teams compete.
And this is a very close game.
It's off to a good start. And you remember, Falcons will be getting the ball at half. So after that first 3 and out that they had against the Pilgrims here, that means that if they score here and they burn some clock, or even if they're able to score more than once in the second quarter, they'll be starting the third quarter with the ball, which is a huge advantage to potentially take this lead from 1 score to 2 score. We will see how that goes, though. That decision to go for 2 early and then to get a stop, just like that, you know, if the Falcons are able to convert another touchdown 2-point conversion, that takes us to a 2-score game. I mean, the Pilgrims will have to score twice in order to close the gap in score. If they're able to get another 8 points here, that'll take it to 16-6. And for those who are not as familiar with the scoring system of football, no 10-point plays. They're gonna have to work pretty hard to get that. Let's check in with our live stream chat and see if anyone else is watching from home right now and see what they're up to. Tall and Hart, they're we're getting reactions to our reactions. All right. The other thing at the end of each quarter, you're gonna see that we are switching the side of the field. So now the sun will be on our receivers' eyes here, but it's also in the defensive eyes. So as they get ready to snap this ball, it looks like the defense has been sending a lot of pressure from the outside, nothing up the middle. We'll see, other than number 3 standing there. Let's see what they have in store there. Snap of the ball. Ooh. Pressure coming immediately from both sides. He avoids the sack, throws it.
Chase, what a
inbounds.
Is he in?
They said it's a catch, and that must mean that they're within what? A yard or 2 here on 4th down?
Very close. We're very close now.
A great.
What down are we at? 2nd down?
That's going to be 4th down now, if I'm not mistaken. Do they get first downs in flag football?
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
They do? Okay.
Yes, they do. Oh,
okay.
2nd down. Yep, ref said 2nd down. Here we go.
So we got plenty of time to punch us in.
All right, and we're going to go over to our very own Joseph Waddle for another interview. Here we go, Joseph Waddle.
We'll let you know right after this interview what happens here on this drive. It looks like,
Ooh.
And back again, here I am with Bang Waddle. I'm here with Miss Giselle, and today she's a family member of Mr. Nathan Brown. So as a family member, how have you seen the vibe, the energy, the environment around this team improve and fluctuate throughout the season?
Well, at the beginning, you know, they were just getting to see new players, and so they had to get to know each other. And now I think they've grown not only, you know, on the field, but, you know, during school where they're able to talk about sports,
scrambling.
you know, and their mistakes, and, you know, not really judging them, but wanting them to be better. And so if each person, you know, stands out, not just, you know, one person.
So being home with this football player, have you seen how he feels when after he loses, after he wins? Is there a different vibe at home, or is it just the same? You know, do you help your family member, you know, get through those trials and tribulations of a loss, or, you know, helping them out with a win?
I would say, you know, last year, yeah, it was really difficult. You know, he would be very emotional, and, you know, depending on how the turnout of the game was, is how he came home, you know. So, but now it's more like, you know, he's happy and he learns, you know, from his mistakes. And when he loses, he's like, okay, so what can I learn from this loss? What can I do better next time so that we can win every single game and there'd be no losses? So, and, you know, we're here for him, even when he loses and when he wins. Number one fans.
We love the accountability from our families. All right, I'm going to head it back to you, Matt.
And an awesome touchdown. Thank you very much for that sideline interview. What a play on 4th down.
Once again, who scored it? Nathan Brown.
What an interesting, kind of gutsy call on that 4th down. A double reverse, especially when that defense has been generating so much pressure. It confused them. They had Anson come around, who tossed it back to Nathan, who had the option to throw, and it was just too much for the defense to handle on that 4th down. So it looks like they're going for 2 once again.
Going for 2.
That would take it to a 16-6 score. Let's see it. Again, they're getting a lot of pressure on the outside. Let's see how the coach adjusts. Let's see how this offense adjusts. It looks like the solution is just fast pass. Anson gets the dump off, tries to make a man miss.
And they fall short.
Just a little shy. I don't know how I feel about that play call, giving Anson 3 defenders in one and just him to make it. But if someone's going to make that play, it's Anson. That is a shifty, quick young man. He gets it done when it matters most.
It is still a 1-possession game.
Yes, I mean, it would take that 2-point conversion from the Pilgrims if they were to score again, which I'm not, you know, anything can happen, but I feel like outside of that big play, this Falcons defense has been pretty stout. So let's see if they can avoid another big play, especially to that number 3. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't start seeing some double coverage, and, you know, the Falcons' response is, if you want him to score, you're going to have to go through 2 of us. And if you don't want him to score, you know, you'll have to take that up with one of your other players. But it doesn't look like number 3 is, oh yeah, there he is. Steven back, ready to receive. Nathan with a solid kick to number 80, who does not field it. Fields it off a bounce.
Ooh, what a pull by Dominic Sanchez.
Great stop there. And again, this is not great field position. Plenty of time for the Falcons to get the ball back, score, or a stop. We'll see how that goes. And you can hear that cheerleading crowd getting loud. They are fired up for a big defensive stop, and I'm starting to believe them. I think that we'll see the defense stop here. If I had to make a bold prediction, I'm thinking JJ's going to force, whether it be a turnover or a big stop for a loss, I'm thinking JJ's about to make some noise.
That's number 24, ladies and gentlemen. Watch number 24 on this play.
I think that, you know, you look at someone who's a little younger, a little smaller, and you start to think, oh, you know, that's who we're going to target. But if Pilgrims have not done their research, that is a recipe for disaster. JJ is a menace out there on the field. Let's see what the offense calls here. Looks like no wideouts. Looks like the whole team is lined back for a run. Let's see. Number 3 goes out. Goes to the side.
Almost
That
picked
play
off by
is-
Chase.
This defense it's scary to go up against this defense. It feels like they're everywhere all the time. It doesn't matter what the general game plan is. Once it starts, once the ball is snapped, this team just explodes in all directions. And it's just hard to figure out where to strike. We will see what they have here drawn up on 2nd down. We're looking at the broadcast and you can tell we're taking this game serious.
Very intense over here, ladies and gentlemen. Very, very intense.
Oh, that's too funny. Oh, man. All right. Let's see what they have drawn up here on this 2nd and long. Number 3 coming out of the backfield. Snaps the ball. 3 going out wide. That's where the quarterback's looking. He goes deep for number 3.
Oh!
Cannot make the catch. Good defense. Dom, Nathan, and yeah, here's the thing. If you're the coach, if you see Nathan and Dom on double coverage defense, you just got to tell your quarterback, don't throw the ball that way. You're not going to get the ball. It doesn't matter their size, their height. They got the speed. They got the agility. They're not going to let your player get a catch.
And that's the 2nd time they've thrown it to number 3. You could tell he's a key weapon for this team.
And it feels like the Falcons know that, and they're ready to shut things down.
Is that some double coverage on number 3 or what?
That's what it was that time. It looked like Nathan had him on the man coverage, and it looked like you had Dom there as safety help. If they're gonna go deep, he's gonna have to stop. It's gonna have to go through these two. So let's see. Do they mix things up, or are they looking his way again?
They
throw it back to number three.
Back to number 3.
And
ooh, tipped by JJ, I believe.
That's right.
What a play.
You know what's funny is it looked like JJ was the receiver on that one. It looked like number 3 was playing defense. JJ was in perfect position to get that ball.
They are just praying that number 3 catches that ball.
That's right. You know, and it's when you got that stud, you know, and I love that the Falcons are daring them to make that play. The Falcons right now are saying if you want 3 to get the ball, you got to throw it through all of us. And I don't know that they're going to get too much more success in that. Looks like you got both Nathan and Justin dropping deep back in coverage back here.
They're punting.
Okay.
By number 3 again.
Number 3 punts it.
Good kick.
Solid punt. Nathan's ready to field it. Catches it in open space. Hands the ball off to Justin for a little.
Ooh, number 3 pulled it as well.
You don't see that.
He is everywhere.
You don't see that all that often, do you? That the punter is potentially your most reliable defensive tackle. What a play all around by number 3. He's determined. And now this is where things could start to get a little ugly. If the Falcons are able to score at the 3 minutes, they're going to get ball right back at half, up 2 scores, and ball coming in half. This is where the Falcons.
Take a nice lead right here.
You want to see them burn the clock, though. You don't want to see the Pilgrims to get any more possessions here. With only 3 minutes left here in the second, as we get ready for halftime, you know, do you start to run the ball a little bit more? Do you want to avoid a major turnover, or do you just? Let's see. Another end around to Anson.
Number 15. Ooh.
Oh
my! Oh my goodness! And pulled by number 3 again.
What a stop! That's one of those plays you can tell if you're here live, you're hearing the bench go crazy for that play.
Let's show that replay.
Yeah.
Oh, just kidding. We don't have replays. Rewind.
Hey, rewind that broadcast. Watch that one more time.
Oh my goodness.
Anson stopped on a dime, and you don't know which. That's one thing. It's one thing to stop in your tracks, and it's another thing to not have any sign. Oh, and they go deep.
Down deep to Chase. Caught by Jay. Touchdown by Jay.
What a play! A statement play from the Falcons.
Okay, Chase. Okay.
He said, you can throw a deep ball, watch this.
Oh my goodness, what a throw, what a catch.
And that's 14-point lead right now, pending a 1 or a 2-point conversion. We'll see. Friends, if you're watching this here, the stadium's going crazy. The bench is going wild. They love to see Chase get involved like that. And that's the thing, this team just has so many weapons. What a catch. Had the defender just confused, turned around. Where is this ball gonna go? Because you have to watch Anson. You have to watch Nathan. You have to be careful that Dom's not going to run it up. And then all of a sudden you got Chase, who on most teams is the wide receiver number 1. What a play as they get ready to line up for the 2-point conversion here.
Going for 2.
Let's see it. What do they got drawn up? Are we going to see some more creative end arounds? It looks like Dom's getting ready. And he takes it in himself.
2
and
points.
They got it! That takes us to a... What's that?
22-6 lead for the Falcons.
That is a solid lead. Not only do they need 2 touchdowns now to tie it up, that would entail them getting 2 2-point conversions on both of those touchdowns, which right now, the way this defense is held up, good luck getting in the end zone, let alone twice, let alone 2 2-point conversions. Now, here's the thing. Did they score too early? Sometimes you get the open play and you want to go score, but did they score too early? And what I mean by that now, you've given the Pilgrims time with 2 minutes on the clock to potentially drive down the field.
A lot of time.
It is a lot of time as we get lined up ready to kick the ball downfield.
Here we go.
All right, here comes Nathan. Launches it deep, a line drive.
Oh, number 3 drops it.
Muffed. That's what you do. You put it in a spot where it's hard to catch. You don't want it to bounce and go past you. What are we calling here?
Timeout. They call timeout.
There we go. And you know what? I'm not gonna say I told you guys so, but JJ with that stop, that was a jump ball to their number 3, their number 1 guy, and who was there but JJ to stop him? About a minute 50 on the clock. It looks, if I'm not mistaken, the Pilgrims probably have 1, maybe 2 timeouts left. Take a look at those cheerleaders. They are the heart and soul of this team. we give our flowers all the time to Nathan, to Dom, to Chase, all these guys. These cheerleaders really are the backbone of a good organization like this. Inspiring stuff. Inspiring stuff. Now let's see. Are the Falcons going bend don't break here? Are they going to give up the small plays over the middle and just neutralize number 3 as an option? Because right now the Pilgrims have not shown anything besides option number 1 being get the ball to number 3. We don't have a plan B. If option 3, if number 3 doesn't have the ball in his hands, we're not moving the ball downfield. Let's see if they change that up on this drive, knowing that the Falcons are selling out pretty hard to stop number 3 from getting the ball. Let's see if they get someone else involved in this game plan. Honestly, the way it looks like they're lined up right now, that does not seem to be the case. It looks like they're going
number 3 again.
It looks like that's their game plan. If they can't get it to 3, he's going in motion to the outside. It looks like we have Nathan in man coverage against him.
Looks like they're rushing hard.
3 goes on another out route, and this. Oh!
What a catch by number 30. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Is that Odell?
It may as well have been.
Is that Odell? Oh my goodness.
What a catch. Quarterback in traffic, number 3 out of the play. He looks the other way and he has number 30. All of a sudden, that gets the Falcons on their heels. They have another player who can make plays. All of a sudden, the Falcons have to start to adjust their scheme. Pilgrim said 3 isn't our only option.
He said don't sleep on 30. Don't sleep on 30.
And now you can see 3 and 80 lined up in a bunch.
We got
formation.
2 6-foot.
It looks like we got 3 receivers over there in a bunch formation. It looks like they're looking that way. You're gonna toss it up deep.
And
dumps it off to number 12
by Levi.
Cunningham. Good stop by Cunningham. I'm rocking
the clock. They got 1 minute on the clock.
Rocking a Cunningham jersey today.
1 minute to halftime.
That's the other factor.
Second down.
They better get moving. 3 going out wide to the left. Coach is very quick to alert.
Number 3 is wide. Oh, there goes Nathan Brown on number 3.
Yeah.
Single coverage.
Yeah.
Let's see. Playing safety.
I don't know. It looks like they want to send Dom in on a pressure over the middle. He's
going
to
deep. Number 3 again.
He wants it all for 3.
Oh,
out of bounds.
Nowhere to be seen.
Nowhere to be seen.
28 seconds on the clock.
And give it up for all these fans who are crossing through. I don't know if the broadcast will show them. We got a mob of fans enrolled in this school who could not be more excited about the success of the Falcons in this first half. Some of them even going as far as to interact with us here on the booth. So,
what is going on?
Looks like another timeout. We're looking at 3rd down here. Pilgrims, all said and done, clearly they want that deep shot to number 3, and they're trying to open it up by these little small crosses across the middle. But this is a resilient defense. That's the word I'm going to keep using all throughout the broadcast, because this defense will say, throw it over the middle. See if we care. We'll make the open field tackles. Levi can pull that flag. JJ can pull that flag. And wait till one of them gets another sack, and all of a sudden the whole game plan goes out the window. Looks like they're lined up on number 3. He's calling for the ball early on this play. He wants it. You can tell. You can look in his eye. He's staring down the quarterback. He wants the deep shot. And they're throwing to 80.
Oh! And number 3 and 80 both try to catch the ball, and they both drop the ball. Clock.
It's looking like recess out here. Just throw it up and see who comes down with it. For a second, it looked like that could have been Anson's ball. It really did, but the wingspan of 8 and 30.
It's too long.
8 and 30. My apologies. 80 and 3. It's going to be a timing. It's not just being in the right spot. It's making the play when the ball comes.
4th down, 14 seconds to go. The Falcons get the ball after this and go for a little Hail Mary.
They should, or they can kneel it out and say, let's take this game to half, get the ball at half, get readjusted. But who knows? This is a team that...
I smell a pick 6 from Anson right now.
Yeah, you can tell he wants it after that one. He felt like he was robbed on that play. Snap the ball. They're looking to 3.
Straight to 3.
They get it to him. Does not make a man miss. Clock is rolling.
Let the clock ride. Clock.
They're going to spike it fast.
10 seconds.
They got time for maybe one more play. They're not going to be able to stop this clock again. Let's see if they can spike it. Let's see if they go for a play if they spike it. That's the end of the... This is the last play. They're going up deep.
To 3 again.
Does not make the catch. Some solid defensive effort.
Catches it. But tipped by who else? Nathan Brown with another game-saving tip.
I forgot to start.
And our scoreboard almost messed up. The players almost ran to the score table.
Oh, man. Wow. That's that bend, don't break defense. It's that bend, don't break defense that the Falcons are known for. We'll let you drive down the field, chew your own clock, and you know what we're going to do? We're going to stop you when it matters most. That's why
the score is 22-6.
And that's honestly, if you think about it, that came off one big touchdown play. That was one play for one touchdown. Everything else has been small incremental gains for the Pilgrims. We'll have to see a big adjustment here at halftime if they're going to want to claw back this lead. Because remember, the Falcons get the ball here first. They could make this a 30-6 game if they play their cards right here with, you know, plenty of clock left in the game, but that's going to be tough. The Falcons haven't been stopped yet on offense, have they?
I don't believe so.
They've had the ball 3 times and they've scored 3 times. Good for them. Just good game plan, good scheme, way to get every player involved, which we saw the Pilgrims start to do. Were you as surprised as I was to see anyone besides number 3 get a target?
You know, it reminds me of LeBron James, you know, in basketball. Get the ball to LeBron, get out the way. And that's what I'm looking like for a Pilgrim right now.
Yeah.
Do you think they're going to switch up the game plan, or do you think they're just going to ride out with that game plan?
Here's the thing. I mean, you saw them start to make some strides when they had those crosses across the middle, but then all of a sudden it's 4th down because you're not getting enough yardage on those plays. The Falcons have to respect that game over the middle, but they have JJ, they have Levi. So you have these smaller receivers who can clearly catch. I mean, that was the catch of the season as far as I know. Number 30 on that one-handed grab.
Little one-hand catch.
But the problem is you can't get down the field fast enough if you're going to be throwing it over the middle. It looks like we're getting ready for some up-close footage. You might be seeing this now, some up-close footage of the huddle. I don't know if we're supposed to be talking right now. So far, I haven't had the signal to stop. But it looks like this team is ready for it. You can tell, like you said, last season undefeated, going into an early playoff bounce. You can tell this season feels different. You can tell it in the coach's eyes behind those sunglasses. You can tell it in the players' eyes. They're smiling, they're laughing. You can tell this team is ready to walk away with this game, but it's early. You know, we scored 22 in that first half.
Man, anything could happen. 20 minutes left in the game. It's a lot of time.
And, you know, let's see how the Pilgrims adjust. It's hard to stop those end arounds when Anson can make 3 defenders miss simultaneously. You know, it doesn't feel like there should be enough playable space for them to be able to run through. But, you know, Anson makes a way. He's notorious for it. Let's see what we got going on now. That's my son. We got some live chat going. It's awesome to see not just fans here in the stadium, and this as the sun begins set, it gets a little bit chillier. We'll see if that doesn't affect the quarterback's arm to throw the ball.
And there's a lot of pressure out here in this arena. It's a sold-out arena right now.
And you can hear
fans all over the field.
All
you know?
ages as well. We're getting ready. As halftime continues here. Like I said, going back to the...
Take a commercial break brought to you by our sponsors if you want to do that.
You got some sponsors ready for us?
And you know what?
Or are we going to provide you the sponsors?
You guys can take a break if you want.
Okay.
Halftime, we're going to bring it to our sponsors. We'll catch you right back after the halftime. Thank you, guys.
All right, and we're back. This is Penguin Waddle. I'm here with Coach Gian. So what have you seen from this game, and how do you plan on stopping the pass from this opposing team?
Well, you know, they have 2 big receivers. We want to apply the pressure because we're a smaller team. We're a faster team, so we feel like if we apply the pressure, we can get the quarterback flustered and we can get to him really quick. But, I mean, that receiver's 6'5". He's a big guy. So we just want to make sure that we get the pressure on the quarterback so we can knock down that ball.
You know, thank you so much, Coach. I hope you have a good second half.
Appreciate
you know.
it. Thank you.
are back after that halftime break. The Falcons have the ball. Number 7. Ooh, our first flag of the game. Let's see what this is about. Let's listen in. Active listening skills kicking in. I missed it completely. Could not hear that flag at all. But it looks like it's coming against the Falcons.
Maybe holding, possibly? Offsides?
We're to replay first down. So, yeah, kick the ball off. Falcons recover or receive. Long field ahead of us. Is probably the worst field position the Falcons have had all game. Let's see if they can drive down the field. A little bit of sloppy start coming out of that first half. Some good blocks now. We got Chase quarterback. Dumps it off to the middle. Almost
kicked.
JJ playing some defense on offense right there to stop that from being intercepted. Chase had some time there too. He just looked a little hurried. He wanted to get the ball out of his hands. Good blocking from Ferran there too. Underrated factor about this. I know, Dom has been under a lot of pressure early in this game, but this offensive line, all things considered, has held up pretty well. It's been a key factor so far in the game as they've prepped. It looks like they're spending some extra time in the huddle as well. Let's see what they've drawn up on a deep second and something. Dom back under center in the shotgun. Pressure from both sides. Dom steps up in the pocket. Throws.
Wow, what a play. What a catch by Nevin. Woo!
Great route. Great pocket awareness from Dom there to feel the pressure coming from both sides. Stepping up in the pocket. Poised for a young athlete. I mean, just looking like a seasoned vet out there. I mean, that was a heads-up play to avoid the pressure. You said that was Nevin on that catch?
That was Nevin.
That's the thing with the Falcons. Nevin can get it. Chase can get it. Nathan can get the ball. Any single one of these guys out there is about to make a play. And it looks like Anson's lined out wide on the outside. He's liking this matchup. You can
look
tell.
At Nathan Brown.
JJ in motion. Nathan in motion. JJ on the out route.
Deep.
Dom.
A lot of time in the pocket. He's running.
He is gone.
What do they call?
Are they going to call him short? It looks like they call him just short of the end zone. Wow. And it's crazy, too. Now, Dom's seeing the field really, really well right now. He really is. Not just to get out of the pressure, but to get down the field. But he had 2 open guys on that play, too. These receivers are running clean, nice routes. And, if Dom gets even an extra second, I think that's a touchdown pass to maybe JJ on that one. Let's see where everyone's lined up. It looks like pretty congested offensive line right now. Nathan on the outside. He's in motion. Hand the ball off to Nathan. Let's see, can he get around the corner? They're saying no. They're saying he stepped out just shy. Wow, Dom distressed. He thought that was for sure a touchdown. I think Nathan was pretty confident too.
What are they, a couple inches now at this point?
At this point, yeah. Might as well just reach over the line if you can. Snap it and just go like this. They can't get to your flag before you realize. Is that legal? Do you know if that's a legal play? Can you just hike the ball and just reach the ball over the line?
I think so.
Some discussion with the ref to see what happened exactly there. Ferran having a nice chat with the ref, making sure they're both on the same page. I'm sure it was just pleasantries, right? Asking about his kids. How's the dog? Feeling better? Ferran and the ref go way back. All right, let's see what they draw. Quarterback still under shotgun. End around. Fakes to Anson.
Short again.
Let's see. Unreal. This might be one of the craziest goal line stands in Falcons offense history. Let's see. They still got, I think this is going to be 4th down here.
Is this 4th down?
It might just be 4th down. I like the play call. I like it right up the middle. I'm just surprised he couldn't get the ball over the line.
It's been a long drive, too. It's been 5 minutes on this drive, which is great for the Falcons.
Fantastic from a game planning perspective. It's exactly what you want to see when you have a big lead. Because all of a sudden now the pressure really feels, not that it wasn't. All right, getting ready for the snap here. Under shotgun. Drops back. Dumps it off to a falling Anson, who
is caught.
And that's in for the touchdown. One ref says yes, both refs say yes.
Caught by Anson.
And if you watch that back, that was Anson hit the deck knowing if I get in the end zone and get where no one else can be, I trust my quarterback to throw me the ball. Throw me the ball, he did. Yeah, absolutely. That takes us to 28-6. As we
Falcons are going for 2 once again.
At this point, might as well try to put this game away early.
This could be a dagger.
It really
might
could.
Be a dagger.
And, you know, mad props to the coaching here to draw as much of that clock. Because, like I said, now goes from having 20 minutes left to score twice to 14 minutes left to score 3 times. I mean, that's a substantial difference. Lobs it up to Nathan.
Brown.
Shoulder.
Ooh, and drops it.
Honestly, that's what Nathan wants back. That's something you practice every day in practice. You practice that one every day. We're going to cut it over to our sideline for a fun little interview. Here we go.
All right, and here's Penguin Waddle with Miss Fisk. She's a teacher here at West Valley Christian School, and as a teacher, these students that are on the field, how does it make you feel to see them work hard in the classrooms and also on the field?
I'm so proud of them. They're doing such a good job. It's so great to see them work hard in the classroom because they know that they need to work hard after school too on the field, and they're applying that ethic that inside and outside. It's so fun to see them so proud.
That's a great name.
We love what you're doing in the classroom. We love what you've shown to these kids and how you teach these kids these morals and ethics of, you know, how to work hard, how to work as a team, and how to have fun. All right, thank you so much, Ms. Fisk. We'll send it back to the table.
Yeah, and what a great interview. We love to see our
Thank
faculty.
you, Penguin Waddle. Wow, what an interview that guy is, man. Here we go. Nathan Brown with a big kick. Who is it going to? Who else? Number three. Why not? Oh, my. Ooh. And Anson might have saved a touchdown right there. That was very close.
Some big strides by number 3. Each step, he's taking an extra 3 yards more than everyone else on the field. Great stop. You know, something interesting I heard after while that interview was going on, you could hear from the field, I believe it was Nathan or Dom, one of them was saying this game is not over. And that's why the Falcons feel different this year than they do last year. Granted, I wasn't here last year for it, but I like to imagine that's the reason they feel that.
You have no idea.
That bend, don't break mentality, that's out the window. Now at this point, they just want to win. They're saying we're not even going to bend. We are going to stop you in your tracks. 3 in motion.
Nathan Brown is chasing number 3.
Some deep man coverage right here because he knows 3 isn't going on an out route. He knows that this 3 is going for it all. Dumps it over the middle. You can tell the coach was happy with the idea, not so much with the execution. Quarterback's feeling some of the pressure this defensive line has generated. That's the one facet of the game we haven't really spent a whole lot of time talking about. This defensive line is getting to that quarterback fast. You know, if you want these deep developing plays for number 3, you can watch that on the replay. They're throwing that ball out quick, and honestly, that one wasn't really even open. You can tell they want to get other people involved. Let's see. Drops back. Number 3's calling for it early. He's going the other way. Out of bounds.
And the D-line is not giving the quarterback a lot of time in that pocket.
Not at all. And number 3, rightfully so, he's saying, if I'm in single coverage, if I'm not getting double teamed, you better be throwing me the ball. He's talking to their quarterback right now saying, get me the ball. Having a sideline conversation. He's like, I'm going to go deep. They're not putting the safety back there to help. But now, looks like the Falcons watch that back, and it looks like Anson's ready. Number 3 in motion.
Nathan Brown's chasing.
Looks like the quarterback feels more comfortable throwing to the left side of the field than the right side. That could be why they send him 3. Or they like this matchup of number 80 against of Chase.
Oh, overthrown.
You know, that's kind of tough to do when your receiver is 6'4", but you know, that's what happens. It's playoffs, and you know the game is slipping, and you just want to get the ball to your star players, and you forget the fundamentals. We've all been there. No shade to this young quarterback. You can tell he has a bright future, but you know, this Falcons team, it's just a mismatch. It doesn't matter really the size, the speed. This Falcons team,
they only have 2 receivers that I realized.
That's right. They're saying
everyone else block.
I might be. We'll see more of it the tight end set.
Oh, throw it to who? Pick. Oh! What do they call? That's a pick. What's the call?
On the play. I think it was blown dead before the pick, but what a catch that was. If I'm Anson, I'm putting that on my highlight reel anyway. I don't care if the play was blown dead. That was a sweet catch.
What do they call?
We're going to kick it over to another interview. Take it away, you guys.
All right, I'm back, and I'm here with Caden Pleasance. He is a student here at West Valley. So, as you are friends with a bunch of the players on the football team, how excited are you to see your friends succeed in such a an intense environment such as the playoffs?
I'm actually really happy for them. I'm proud of them. They worked really hard for this, and they deserve it. You know, they cried about this. They've hurt themselves. They're playing through injuries, so I'm just proud of them.
You know, and you've watched a lot of games this season. How proud of you of this team, especially? And do you think that this team can carry the momentum, especially after our last regular season game. We won about like 50-0. But how excited are you for this team?
I think they're going to make it to the championship, and I know they're going to win that. I think they really got this, and they're going to make it far, and they're a great team. They have great chemistry together.
All right, thank you, Caden Pleasant. I'm going to send it back to the table.
Well, thank you, guys.
Wow, what a play.
Number 3, yeah, it was.
Who else would it be?
And,
number 3.
You know, honestly, I'm going to put that one up to poor scheming on the defense. There should not be a jump ball between Elijah and number 3. And it looks like quarterback's taking it himself.
It looks like he's just short.
The refs are going to call it.
12 seconds left on the clock.
They're going to get this play off, but at what cost?
They might run the clock.
Here. What do you do on this play? Jump ball? Quarterback's trying to get his flag on. I don't know if he's going to get the play snapped. I don't think he got that play off. Wow.
That's the quarter.
Quarterback trying to get his flag back on. Couldn't get it on in time. That's tough.
They are in scoring position. They can make it a 2-possession game after this touchdown.
Chris Paul cuts the lead to 38. Sorry.
Anything can happen. It's 10 minutes.
That's really what it is.
A lot can happen in 10 minutes.
And you just saw what this team is capable, the Pilgrims team is capable of. They find the matchups they like, and they'll tear through the defense. But we've been saying it, the Falcons are bend, don't break. We'll let you get down the field. We'll make you take 5 minutes doing it. And if you score, you score. We're getting the ball back. We're putting it in our stars' hands. We're going to drive the field. But I don't know. That drive has looked, you know, it came on a good penalty there. You know, penalty that did go the Pilgrims' way. But that drive looked, all things considered, really strong. We're going to kick it down to the other side of the field here at the quarter change. At this point, you're on the 1 yard line, 2 yard line. I say you just toss it right up
to number 3, huh?
Moss, try to get him, you know, jump over someone.
Just give it to LeBron, huh?
That's right.
Just give it to LeBron.
You got him. What are you going to do, not use him?
You know who's been very quiet this game is number 80. Last game when they came, he had a couple more plays. Today, shut down by Chase Stewart.
And that's, I was going to say, you think it has to do with Chase more than the game planning?
It could be.
I think Chase has looked pretty electric on both sides of the field. Let's see what they do. Are they going to toss it up to 3? It looks like the one.
Oh! Sacked by Dominic Sanchez. He is hyped.
He is hyped.
Oh.
And you can tell number 3 and his quarterback were just, you know, not quite in sync.
He's got to throw it a lot quicker than that.
Quarterback is throwing his hands up saying, why aren't you open? Number 3 saying, why aren't you throwing me the ball? That's a tough one. And, you know, this man coverage, you got Nathan versus number 3. I guess who else are you going to put on him? But height-wise.
Third down.
Third down, get 2 more shots.
A stop here could be game.
It very well could be. And with such limited clock, you got Ferran dropping into coverage instead of blitzing. Oh, unless he's going to blitz from the outside. He's taking a deep outside blitz.
Ooh. Call a sack?
Wow.
Call it a sack again?
This defensive line showing up when it mattered most. He said, we'll take your playmakers out of the game, not from coverage, but by getting to your quarterback.
Dominic Sanchez causing chaos to that quarterback.
And he knows the position, so he knows the angles to take. He knows the mind of the quarterback, so it's rare that you get that dual threat, that he has the athleticism as a quarterback to get to the quarterback. But he does. Both sides of the ball, just electric. This is a team that just, you know, all things considered, watching this game play today, has no weaknesses, you know? Even on plays where they've given up more yards than they want, they've chewed the clock, they've taken the...
Ferran looks hungry for it.
He does. You can tell he wants to make a difference this play.
Oh.
Steps up in the pocket, throws it to the outside, and just not going to connect.
Turnover.
No penalties. That's going to be a turnover on
Falcons
downs.
have a nice
We're going to kick it over for another interview from Mr. Waddle. Here we go.
All right, and we're back. I'm here with Justin Ekpool, and he is a part of our team. So since you're part of the team, how do you think about the game so far?
I think our team has been really good. We've been beating these teams 50-0 sometimes, and 28-6 is pretty good for our team. Our defense has been really good, and our offense. We just need to stop the tall guys on the give and go routes.
All right, and since we are up to 28-6, how excited are you to possibly be moving on to the next round of the playoffs?
It feels amazing because about how our team has evolved during the season, because we lost to Lower Hall 14-0, and that wasn't our best game. And then we evolved from that loss. beating the teams 50-0. That's really good.
And a last question. Oh, Dominic. Oh, Nathan almost made it to a touchdown. But last question here for you. I know you're injured for the past couple weeks. What was your injury, and when can we hopefully be able to see you back on the field?
It was a basketball injury at my house. I was dunking, and my pinky went like that on the rim. Unfortunately, I won't be able to play at all this season, but I'm happy to be supporting my team on the sidelines.
I love our players being supportive, but I'm going to send it back to the table to Nik and Matt.
Thank you, Mr. Waddle, and what a play by Nathan Brown.
You wanna comment on that, what we just saw there, or should we just leave
that was to the house, and Nathan Brown got pantsed. Is that a legal play, Nik?
I don't know, but here's the thing. It shows that Nathan's head is on one thing, winning. He is not phased by anything.
He would run to the end zone with his pants off.
And do you know what's crazy about that? Is that was a 3-yard gain until Nathan decided to make matters in his own hands. Bringing the heat, Dom was avoiding some tackles.
Flag.
Looks like a penalty on the offense here, which would have been a surefire touchdown as Dom scrambled that one in. Let's see what that flag is going to be on.
Holding?
Not
Offsides?
sure. But what I will say is I have so much respect for this Pilgrims team. You can tell a lot of these players still have their head held high. And number 30 on here, who's man coverage on Nathan right now, this kid's been a stud to this game. Dom scrambling to the outside, throws it.
Ooh, that would have been catch of the year with that one.
That would have been a highlight play. What are we looking at down-wise?
I think we're at 3rd, possibly. They want the dagger. This is it.
Oh, wow. I don't think broadcast would have picked that up, but number 3 is having a defensive switch. He's saying, I want the smoke. Give me Chase.
Ooh.
He called him out by name, said, give me 19. He wants to switch.
Nathan Brown.
Yeah, well, number 30's been doing a great job of it. This number 30 had the great catch earlier. He's been keeping Nathan under bay, but it looks like they're targeting it.
Hey! Touchdown by Nathan Brown again! Oh my goodness! Nathan Brown with the dagger to Pilgrim.
I spoke too soon, and it doesn't take anything away from number 30 on the Pilgrims.
Per usual, 3 touchdowns today by who else? Yeah. Nathan Brown, and he said on his head. Yeah. Oh my goodness!
And we got a great shot of that if you were watching that. That was just an electric.
Run that back one more time, camera center. Replay that.
Yeah,
oh,
right.
Just kidding, we can't. Rewind it yourself.
Yeah, that was an electric.
I'll watch it.
Electric catch. And you know what? Number 30's been putting up such an effort. It was bound to happen eventually where Nathan was going to get one on him.
Straight top to him. Wow.
And number
what
80
a play.
late to his assignment on that one. It's not his fault. I mean, there's so much ground to cover because you shadow Nathan, you give up Chase. You shadow Chase, you give up Nathan. It's impossible to cover this whole team. The reality is number 30 is doing the best he can. It looks like he wants it again over the middle.
Who else? Again, 2 points by who else? Nathan Brown.
That's just... And you know what?
Man, how many points did Nathan Brown have?
All of them, I think. Is the someone, I'll get someone on the stat sheet officially to. No, you know what?
Let it ride.
Yeah. And
the Falcons take a 36-6 lead. This game is pretty much over.
Yeah. We're getting the official signal to just let that clock run. Feels like.
Let it ride. And the Falcons will go to the championship on Friday at Laurel Hall.
Wow. That's a big
What do you think about
game.
that, Nik?
This is a roster that can do it, and we've been saying that since preseason. Feels like all the pieces are in place, the coaches, the quarterbacks, the offense, the defense. You don't put up 36 points in the playoffs without every facet of this game being dialed in. And an amazing side. I mean, you showing up this week, looking at number 80 and knowing what he's capable of, number 3 knowing what he's capable of, even number 30 on their team. I mean, this whole roster for the Pilgrims, it's a good roster, but you don't hold them to 6 without every single part of this team being dialed. And you got to give big props to the whole organization on this one.
And that Friday game should be very interesting. They gave the Falcons their only loss for the season, so they look to avenge that one loss in the championship.
And you love that. I'm not one to say that this whole thing is scripted. I'm not trying to peddle any conspiracies, but you love to see the rematch. Take what was stolen from them kind of game. I'm looking forward how the Falcons respond to the adversity. We won't be on our home turf where they're comfortable. We'll see how that goes as we get ready for the end of this fourth quarter. Pressure's there. Dom is hungry. Dumps it off.
Oh, pick by Ferran! What a pick!
Oh, but they're calling a flag.
Oh,
they're calling a flag. That play is getting
flagged.
called back. Let's see.
No
they
touchdown.
Called the play dead. You can tell West Valley was excited.
That's a heartbreaker for Mr. Ferran.
You can tell West Valley.
First and only touchdown of the season called back.
You could tell West Valley was waiting for Ferran to have his moment.
He wanted that one.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, that's a shame.
They were going to let that right on the fan pages.
A shame. Let's see. I don't know what that penalty was on. The Ferran just read that play all the way through.
Maybe it was a little bit of unnecessary roughness on the quarterback.
Could be.
You know how it is nowadays, you know?
That's right.
You can't even touch the quarterbacks.
And this is more or less two-hand touch anyway. So what are you supposed to do?
You got to tuck them in bed.
That's a huge penalty. Gave them about
yards.
Unless it was a penalty downfield. There's some holding downfield, but the ball wasn't thrown that way. So I don't know what that was.
No score. Oh, was it?
Yeah, might have been down the field. Still not entirely sure as to what the penalty was on that one, but we have full confidence in our refs to call a nice, fair game, even if all the penalties have been against us.
Wow, Coach Gian is arguing with the ref. He's saying it's not over till it's over.
That's that fighter mentality. It doesn't matter if it's 36 points or 300 points. If they feel unfair, if they feel like they were unjustly accosted, they'll go for it. But the show will go on. Pilgrims have found their way down the field yet again. Let's see if this time they can capitalize. Dom has just been a menace.
Oh my!
This quarterback throwing it up. Number 3 playing some solid
blocked
defense.
By Nathan Brown. Once again, who's making the stop?
Honestly, that was blocked by number 3. If you watch that play back, their defense was their wide receiver was playing defense on that one. Another jump ball that we have no idea.
Bro, they're telling me 2 different things.
It looks like that ref down there saying you can run it. Yeah.
One saying applause.
Yeah. Just electric defense. Dom coming around that edge every single time, looking like a Micah Parsons type. He's just, you can't stop him. That's what the Pilgrims are going to go into this offseason looking for. Some offensive line help on those defensive edge rushers.
There goes Dominic again.
Doesn't
matter. Oh my goodness, what a pressure by Dominic Sanchez.
He said, block me, don't block me. I'm going to get your quarterback one way or another. As we get ready to wrap things up, we are within our final minute, folks. If you've been watching online, thank you for tuning into this broadcast. It has been a blast providing this commentary for this game today. We want to thank you to all the parents who have come and supported this program, the students, friends, the families.
And a quick shout out to our sponsors. We have no sponsors. If you would like to sponsor us, please send me an email at mdy@westvalleychristianschool.com. We would love a sponsor. Ooh.
And
look, a little Odell.
And at warevelo@westvalleychristianschool.com.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm running the live stream by myself over here, bro.
Yeah. And we're gonna get there as we wrap things up in this game.
And if you're in the chat, tell us how did you think about the commentary. Let us know on a scale of 1 through 10.
Yeah,
10 being the highest.
Anything lower than a 9, I will cry. So
and you will get blocked as well.
Please be nice.
And you also get blocked.
And that's gonna do it, folks. We're in our last 10 seconds. We just want to thank you all for watching. Thank you all for coming out. We got some more.
Are we gonna have a post-game interview?
Yeah.
Yep. Stay tuned for the post-game interviews for some players, the coaches.
Another incompletion, and
that
that's
is 3
gonna
seconds
do it.
left, and that is the game. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. We love you guys.
Thank you to the school.
Matt and Nik.
We're signing out. Thank you very much for having us. We will be here for something.
You guys are awesome.
We'll be here.
You guys are freaking awesome.
Give a shout out to the whole team here to put this whole thing on. Thank you all for having us. Have a good night. Drive safe. And please pick up your kids on time. They just, it gets late and they get snack.
That was good, bro.
Yeah, it was fun.
That's fun,
That
bro.
was super fun. You coach basketball.
Basketball, yeah. I didn't see. Like, basketball can do commentary basketball, all that.
Coach?
I don't know.
That's the problem. You can't do it at the same
I
time.
was gonna be able to commentate. Joseph, maybe. Football game? I don't know who else.
I know what that's. I want you on the
I feel like it would be cool too if you do like it's just in the gym, like live where they can hear it too. 2 points, 3 points, but it was like Nathan Brown. Who else? Nathan Brown again. Bro, but come on, bro. He's all over the place. He looks like Travis Hunter, huh?
Again, that hit. But had that. The whole team just, I mean, they really sold out. I mean, like, really.
Stellar performance by Mr. Dominic Sanchez. We want to get your thoughts on how was the game today.
It was fun. We destroyed them. I don't even know what the score was, but it's fun. Glad we win. But I want to beat Lower Hall.
You know, so we saw a lot of passes, a lot of running. What do you think were the keys to today's win?
Offense for sure. Our defense was a little wonky today, but it'll be better. For sure, our running game though, we ran most of the game, so helped.
What are you guys to do and prepare for the next round of the playoffs?
Practice tomorrow, maybe walk through Thursday. Lock in mentally, don't get hurt.
All right, thank you so much. And that's it for today's broadcast of West Valley Christian TV. And this is our player of the game, Dominic Sanchez. I'd like to send you guys home with a W. All right, bye guys.